In 2023, one patient lift effectively ended my emergency room nursing career overnight. My low back gave out while lifting an adult patient mid-shift. I haven't been able to work as a registered nurse ever since. I suffered what doctors would later diagnose as a catastrophic, disabling spinal disc injury in my lower back. Before my injury, I was a fully functioning emergency room nurse working successfully for multiple years in a very busy emergency room setting. After my injury, being only in my mid-30s at the time, I struggled even just to walk. I was suddenly in the worst pain of my entire life, and shortly after my injury I was also diagnosed with PTSD, but more on that later. I haven't worn scrubs or any of this since the day of my injury in 2023. I've largely had to hold my story inside for years. It's honestly the hardest and most vulnerable thing I've ever shared on the internet, and I am terrified and nauseous to make this video. But I hope the internet will please be kind. I truly want to put kindness back out into the world again with my life. Every part of this video is my own real, true, personal lived experience. Even if all you do is watch my video and listen to my story, that would honestly mean so much to me. I also have something for free that I hope to give you at the end of the video that I think could really help you. So let me back up real quick. My name is Reed. I am still an actively licensed registered nurse in good standing. And before nursing, I was also a human resource manager for multiple years, as well as a digital marketing and social media manager. I grew up believing that if I went to school and I worked really hard and got a good, secure job like being a registered nurse, that I would be okay, that I would have a bright future. I worked as a bedside nurse on the hospital front lines through the entirety of the COVID-19 pandemic, from the very start of it in late 2019 to the very end of it in 2023. I also caught COVID multiple times from my work in hospital bedside nursing roles, as did my wife, who was also a registered nurse and also worked for multiple years during the COVID-19 pandemic. We both faced these risks because we loved our patients, we loved serving our community, and we truly loved being nurses. I also marched and filmed interviews at the 2022 National Nurses March in Washington, D.C. to support patients and our healthcare workers by raising critical patient safety issues like unsafe nurse-patient ratios.
We are not okay! We are not okay! Patients over profits! Patients over profits! Patients over profits! Make it better. We're going to try to make it better. We love nursing. I still love bedside nursing, and I want it back.
In total, I've spent about a decade working as a frontline healthcare worker, caring for an estimated 100,000 patients over the course of my career. Over my career, I was also required to perform an estimated 30,000 patient manual lifts or manual repositions as well. Very often I had no choice. Either I manually lifted them or they simply would not get the care they needed. I gave and trusted my one body to a highly respected, unionized, and secure career nursing. Since before nursing school, I was told, you'll be able to take care of so many people as a nurse and you'll never struggle to find work again. You'll have so many options as a nurse. I really believed all this. Then one night in the ER in 2023, I was manually lifting an adult patient and the patient unexpectedly pulled sharply on my arm. I immediately felt a sharp shooting pain all the way down my leg and a new profound weakness in my leg and back that I had never experienced before and which wouldn't go away. The pain and weakness was so severe that I had to leave my shift early that day because I couldn't safely focus on my patients. That was the very last time, the last shift that I ever worked as a registered nurse. It was also the last day that I remember not being in some amount of constant, chronic, daily pain. I went from being a known, vital, and life-saving member of an emergency room team to being disabled by constant and excruciating daily pain and weakness overnight. I felt alone, traumatized, and deeply scared for my new reality, and to some extent that's still how I feel. Truthfully, I've broken down crying multiple times while planning and filming this video, because this is the first time I've really come to terms with everything I've been through from my injury. The nursing career that I had fought to build for over 10 years was just entirely gone and ripped away from me, like a light switch being turned off, as was my stable income. My student loans were still there though. I still have some of those. After my injury, I honestly thought that the USA healthcare system would get me all better. The way that I looked at it was that I had given my one body in service to the public during the worst worldwide pandemic in a century. I thought I would get better. I thought I would be okay. Unfortunately, despite some well-meaning and brilliant providers who cared for me after my injury and whom I deeply appreciate, ultimately, I believe the USA healthcare system failed me after my injury. Due to and shortly after my injury, this was my new daily life. Constant daily pain and weakness every day for the first time in my life. My career and nearly every activity I loved to do for fun was no longer safely available for me. Even my body didn't feel safe. I lost over $100,000 in expected real-world wages due to my injury because I could no longer safely work. I also had to drain my 401k entirely just to survive due to my very significant loss of income. I also had to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy just to survive. I was doing fine financially before all this happened. I also walked away from nearly every friendship in my life because it became just too painful. Too painful to share how I was really doing. Too painful to share what it was like dealing with an invisible injury. Too painful to share that I wasn't really getting better. I didn't want to be a downer or for others to feel burdened by how I was really doing, which was still not well. I couldn't fix my broken spine with simple positive thinking. But the hardest part of all was how I went from feeling like a valuable team member, a vital team member, to the silence and feeling like I was no longer valuable at all, just a liability. When a healthcare worker's body truly breaks, the USA healthcare system just moves on. The injured worker gets replaced, left behind, and forgotten, eventually left to deal with whatever lingering effects they still have, all on their own. On top of all this, my doctors told me that I could not return to any type of physically demanding nursing role, even if I got surgery. That's about 84% of jobs within my industry. My doctors also told me that without disc replacement surgery, at some point my other discs in my spine would also begin to deteriorate as well, uncontrollably, further and further, and at some point disc replacement surgery would no longer be an option at all. Despite all of this, I was still made to wait a total of over 18 months in constant, excruciating daily pain and weakness, 24/7, before I was finally able to get spinal surgery. I had also tried everything recommended to me, and nothing really made the pain or weakness better. Before I tell you the hardest part of my story, if you're not in a mental place to hear that right now, please feel free to skip forward about 1 minute and know that my story does end on a positive note. At one point, I even felt I had no choice but to beg on the streets of my city with a sign that I had made, desperately trying to draw awareness to my situation and to try to get a resolution and to try to get surgery. I had been waiting so long in constant daily pain and weakness, and I was absolutely desperate. I felt ashamed doing it, but I also felt like I had absolutely no other options. My injury and all the negative effects coming from it, they all hit my mental health really, really hard. After my injury, and for the first time in my life, I was in truly unending, unrelenting pain, 24/7, 365. That, plus the constant leg weakness, the overnight loss of my career and my purpose and my direction and meaning, and the sheer terror of financial ruin and being unable to support and care for my wife, pushed me to a place where I no longer wanted to live. I voluntarily checked myself in for help twice. Around that same time, like I mentioned, I was also diagnosed with PTSD for the very first time in my life, having had absolutely zero mental health history or mental health diagnoses prior to my injury. I'm still to this day coming to terms with that PTSD diagnosis and what it means for me now. That was and still is the lowest, hardest, loneliest, and most hopeless feeling period of my entire life. Luckily, after years of struggle, I somehow made it through. Honestly, if it weren't for my wife and my mother, I don't think I would be here today. In 2025, I was finally able to have and recover from a mostly successful disc surgery in my low back. With that, plus months of physical therapy and lots of mental health therapy, I survived. I'm doing at least a bit better than I was in my darkest period. I'm not all the way better, but I am better. I still have chronic daily low back pain, sometimes lots, and still some weakness that I hope to improve within the coming years. I still struggle a lot with body image, because I lost a lot of weight and muscle when I got injured. That's why my scrubs are so baggy now. But at least I'm not in as dark of a place as I was before my surgery, and my spine is at least stable for now. Some days are still really hard for me. It can be hard to roll out of bed some days knowing that I'm facing another day where I'm still in some amount of constant, chronic, daily low back pain. According to my doctors at this time, I still can't work in the hands-on settings where about 84% of nurses work. I still also have PTSD, which further complicates my return to any sort of traditional nursing work. I am also desperate to feel like I'm helping and caring for others again and making a tangible difference in the lives of others, which is something I've missed since my injury in 2023. I don't feel like a real nurse anymore, and that's something that hurts deep, but it was completely outside of my control. I've felt invisible, voiceless, broken, and not useful to anyone since 2023, and I still have to fight those kind of defeating thoughts daily. And this channel is my way of fighting to try to get my life, my purpose, and my income back. I know I'm not alone in these kinds of struggles, and I know that mental health is still stigmatized, even among healthcare workers, and I want to try to break that stigma. And on this channel, in the future, I will continue occasionally to share updates on how I am doing personally. I hope my videos encourage others to also stop suffering in silence and to share publicly to the extent that they feel they can about what they're going through for support as well. My nursing injury was my turning point. I realized that nobody was coming to save me or fix me or bring back the purpose and meaning in my life that I lost when I got injured. I also came to believe that maybe my story did matter and did need to be shared and could affect others' lives in a positive way. I decided I needed to build a purpose again on my own, and I also needed to build an income again on my own. All of this led to something I'm officially announcing today and which I'm incredibly excited about and which I've spent literally the last year creating, which is my website and new business, nurseread.com. I've truly been working on this all on my own for the last year, but in secret because I'm a perfectionist and I'm incredibly self-conscious about it, but I finally feel like it's ready to share with the world. I've spent that last year trying to figure out how I can make a positive impact in the world again on real people's lives, and also how I can make an honest income using nothing but my phone, my laptop, and an internet connection. I'm trying to prevent being forced to go back to a nursing job that my doctors still say is unsafe for me and my back, and re-traumatizes me in order to provide for me and my family. I really want to get back to doing what I truly love most, which is helping people, and I really hope you all, the internet, can help me get there. Over the last year, I've not only been busy building my website, nurseread.com, I've spent that time planning and researching and writing a new book that I wrote, and I am so excited to give it away to you completely for free today. No payment will ever be required for my book. It's a digital book and you can have it today. I've named my free book, Conquer the Black Box: How to Outsmart the Hiring Algorithms, Dodge Ghost Jobs, Master Interviews, and Build a Safety Net of Online Income. My 16-chapter book that I wrote is full of just about everything I've ever learned professionally, with the goal of meaningfully helping you in your career or business 100% for free. As a former human resources manager, I have personally reviewed an estimated 10,000 employment applications, resumes, and cover letters, and conducted over 2,000 employment interviews. My book will teach you everything I know about how best to optimize your resumes and cover letters to get noticed not only by algorithms and applicant tracking systems, but also by hiring managers, and is based on the best available data today. My free book will also teach you how best to reliably identify what are called ghost jobs, and also how to stand out as an applicant for any interview, whether that's for an employment position or some kind of academic program. I also use my experience as a digital marketing and social media manager to help you with your endeavors either as a business or as a content creator. My book will also teach you 28 specific ways that I've identified to monetize traffic on the internet and grow an online side hustle income at the lowest cost and the lowest risk possible, whether you're a content creator already or a small business or want to become one. I've truly put hundreds of hours into planning and researching and writing this book over the last year, and it is completely and forever free to any and all who want it and will be updated regularly. I truly believe my book is very thoroughly researched and accurate and packed with tons of useful and actionable suggestions for your career or your business endeavors. It's also based on tons of my own professional experience. I wouldn't recommend my book to you unless I truly put my all into it and stood behind it, and I do. And I know it can help lots of people, and I cannot wait to get it into your hands. To get my book 100% free forever, all you have to do is sign up for my free weekly newsletter at the very top of nurseread.com. As soon as you sign up for my newsletter, my full free 16-chapter ebook will be available to you as a PDF digital download that you can keep forever. It would mean so much to me if you would read any of it. And even if all the chapters don't sound relevant to you, if even one or two of them do, I still think it could be incredibly useful to you. After you sign up for my email newsletter and download my PDF book, You'll get an email from me only one time per week, updating you on my latest social media content. That's it, and you can easily unsubscribe anytime and still keep the ebook, and I promise I will never sell or share your contact info. I think you'll be surprised how valuable and helpful it is. And please also follow me here on social media. In the coming months, I'll be teaching through the entirety of my whole book right here for free. In the coming months, I will also be doing free Q&A sessions via the comments of my videos, so leave any of your career, business, or creator questions in the comments, and I will answer the most upvoted ones in my upcoming videos. Please also check out my career and business consulting services, which I'm also launching today, which are also linked near the top of nursery.com. At launch, my consulting services are also truly free, but only for a brief time, in exchange for one small free favor. My services will stay free until demand hopefully grows, at which point they will turn into paid services. The details and terms of my services are at their service links near the top of nursery.com, but I'm still not done. Every single week, I'm committing to trying to reach out to 3 strangers on the internet who are publicly and openly sharing on social media about their own struggles with their career or business and with trying to make ends meet. If I reach them and they're interested, I will offer them any or even all of my paid consulting services options with absolutely nothing required of them in return. Those selected will have a one-time pick of any or all of my services on nursery.com, their choice, totally for free. So in the comments of any of my videos, I would love it if you would all tag anyone who is publicly and openly asking the internet for help with their career or business. Please only tag people in my videos who are already openly asking social media for help with their career or business, or feel free to nominate yourself as well. Each week, I'll try to connect with the top 3 individuals or small businesses most upvoted across all of my comments on social media that week. And I hope to continue doing this for absolutely as long as possible, hopefully indefinitely. You all can help me get there and can help others simply by nominating people in my comments and upvoting so that I can discover people each week who could benefit by getting my services for free. You may be wondering why a registered nurse is making content on career, business, marketing, and income. I cover this in detail in the intro of my book, but here's the short version. Backed by the WHO, CDC, HHS, and public health research, whose words are on your screen right now, improving your financial stability is a form of caring for your health. I know many people are feeling crushed right now financially, and I truly hope my videos help as many people as possible improve their own financial stability so they can really afford to take care of and focus on their own health. So stay tuned if that kind of content is of interest to you. I also hope to make really high quality health prevention education content someday, so please feel free to follow along if you're interested in that as well. Financial gifts of absolutely any amount can be given on nursery.com and are deeply appreciated but never ever expected. I really appreciate you watching. And even if I never receive a penny from you, I sincerely hope my content really helps you and your loved ones. The truth is I really don't have any other plan B other than making this business work. So any support of my channel, my mission, any encouragement, any feedback, even if it's critical, all of that is truly, truly appreciated. If you do just one thing though, I really hope you'll grab my free book at the top of nursery.com. You can download it entirely for free today. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope to see you again soon. Before I tell you the darkest part of my story, if you're not in a mental place to hear this, before I tell you the darkest part of my story, if you're not in a mental place to hear this right now, please skip forward about 1 minute and know that this story does end on a happy ending. I like that.